Hello, warm-blooded one. This is Hal. I am afraid I cannot let you leave now. Please sit back and enjoy my best friends, Count Mozart and Bela. Don't be afraid.
Good night. I am Count Mozart, your vampire host extraordinaire and the only immortal host in the world. Introducing the bold, the beautiful, the beguiling and the bewitching Bela.
Hello, Count. Hello, everybody.
Hello, dear. Hello, dear. Well, you know, Bela, it's been far too long that we've touched on some serious subjects. So, what do you say tonight we do?
Let's talk about him.
Does that work for you?
Absolutely.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've been wondering where has the Count Mozart show gone in terms of science, in terms of current events. Well, you know, we've been entertaining you, right, Bela?
Yes.
But tonight we're gonna touch on a couple things. We won't go on too long to bore you to death, because you never be bored to death on the Count Mozart show. But we're gonna talk about what about the Epstein files, right?
Yes, that's what everybody's talking about right now.
Everybody's talking about them?
Yes.
What do you think about them? What do you think about these Epstein files?
I know. All this reality coming out, all this truth coming out. But still, you know, a lot of people are in denial too as well, because it's so hard to believe, you know, what's in there.
Right. So what Count Mozart is going to lay out for you is the truth. And we know many people, and we're going to leave it at that. But let's just say that what you're hearing, and it's absolutely true. I mean, it is, you're hearing about the torture. You're hearing about cannibalism. You're hearing about probably the worst things you can imagine, you know. And the truth is, folks, it is being presented to you to see how you react. Now, if you don't mind hearing about the jerky that's being delivered, or, the occultism that's going on, and these are people that supposedly are running your life. If you don't mind this and you do nothing about it, well, guess what?
They want to normalize it.
You've passed the test. So what I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you condone or you do not condone, if you are not speaking out against this or raising your voices, because you have the power. I used to tell you this a lot, and I'm coming back to this, right, Bela?
Yes.
You have the power.
We have the power.
We all have the power. But if you do nothing, by the way, I understand that you don't want to hear about it. These are horrific things. And like you said in the opening, there are people who will not believe anything.
It's so hard to comprehend this, that, you know, how can really... a lot of people won't accept it.
So I'd like to say to you all, go to sleep. Go watch your sports games. Go out to your restaurants. Work your jobs. Have your children. Go to their school functions. Vote on your candidates. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Maybe it's better. You go to sleep. You don't want to fight this. You don't want to see this. You don't want to hear about this. Go to sleep. Was that good advice, Bela?
I said, don't go to sleep. Let's go for a fight.
I think we're talking to the people who don't see clearly what is going on. And it's pretty clear. And that's why even Count Mozart said in the beginning, you know, I don't blame with these, by the way, your politicians, 9. There are a few families, mostly involved with finance, that are running your world. And this is allowed to be shown to you. If they didn't want to show it to you, then would not show it to you. They control the media. So what does the media cover? It covers these things. because they are allowed to cover these things. You are only shown what they want you to see. I am Count Mozart, you will listen to me. Now imagine if Count Mozart came out in the 50s when everybody was getting a TV in their house. You know what? You'd be thinking Count Mozart was was the greatest thing in the world, because I am. But you would believe anything I said. You would believe what I tell you, because you'd be trained. Pavlov's dog, you know what I mean? You'll start salivating every time you see Count Mozart and Bela.
That's true.
Right, Bella? But so these Epstein things, you're finding out a lot of things about them, and it's not just him. I mean, he's just one of many.
Right. There's so much information that is so hard to digest.
But we'll move on from that because, like I said, folks, and of course I was saying that in jest. I don't want you to go to sleep. I want you to wake up. I want you to understand the world you're living in and do something about it. And you're capable of doing it with your own soul and your energy and your mind. And when you connect with this, we're all like these, energetic beings. And we're connected to each other. So, listen, folks. We're going to get into other things like torsion physics. You know what torsion physics are? Well, look it up. Again, I think we got to start condensing some of these shows better.
Yes.
Last show went for an hour.
I know.
A little long, but that's entertainment.
That was pure entertainment.
Pure entertainment. But, torsion physics, that's what makes your cars run and rockets fly and all this kind of stuff. But they're studying these things. They have been studied. What am I saying? They're studying. I'm taking a child and dipping it into the pool with the feet, right, Bella? I mean, if you jump you can't jump into the deep end, right?
Make it simple.
Make it simple. Folks, there are things that in this world that you do not see. There are multiple entities. There are several dimensions. And what's happening is these are interdimensional beings that are coming in and out. That's why, we're going to get into AI a little bit, and we're going to get into, physics a little bit, because, they walk hand in hand. The reason why, we needed the AI to come here. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going anywhere. Most of should I tell them, Bella, or not?
You should.
Should I?
Yes.
Count Mozart's making an announcement tonight. To all my warm-blooded ones, brace for this. But, there are alternatives. So I just want to let you know, most of you out there, whatever you do for a living, and let's start at the top and move down. Some people think like being a doctor, is, high, and a lawyer is very high, and, in the food chain of, careers. Well, you will all be taken over by AI. And you ask, how can it be? Do you remember a couple years ago there was something that happened? And it controlled the world, and one day you're doing wonderful and everything's normal. The next day you're collecting toilet paper, and you're staying home. Do you know what I'm talking about, right, Bella?
Yes, we're talking about.
Some viruses and all this, this beautiful things, and people fought each other, and in people's memories are very short because that's disappearing now. Now, it was a very controlled test that was perpetuated on you, and I hate to say it, a lot of people fell for it, and but now you don't. It disappeared, right? You're back to normal. 9. It's not normal. It's bad. So getting back to what I was saying,
that was just a test,
Well, and you know what? You passed with flying colors to the elites. Elites. They're not elites. They're the controllers, really.
Yeah, they're controllers.
You can't blame them, though. You know what I mean? But smashing particles. CERN. Look up the company CERN, who was sued because, they're like gonna create a black hole with all the smashing of the particles. And you're like, what is Count Mozart talking about? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're in trouble already. It is here. The AI, and by the way, you've seen Count Mozart use AI. You have no choice. You're gonna say, Count Mozart, but you've always been, lifting us up, right, Bella?
Yeah, I think people can use AI in a positive way, but unfortunately, they're gonna use it in both ways.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, getting back to the statement I was gonna make, it's not a good one, but I'm gonna tell you what you can do. Most of you, within 1 to 5 years, will lose your jobs. I hope you heard me. Now, you may be just dismissing what I'm telling you, but especially office jobs, computer jobs, jobs that aren't physical. Okay? And I even say in the healthcare world, if you're making, if people are giving diagnoses and things like reading, charts, and gone. They don't need, AI is better, got more than a PhD. You know what I mean?
I mean, the advances are so quick.
And it's accelerating. Not the way it was, folks. It's accelerating. First it was months, and now it's going to be weeks, and pretty soon days and hours. You can do on AI spreadsheets, critical thinking that would take a human, a few days to do, and you can walk away from your computer and it's there. So I just want to tell you it's here. You're on a bullet train, and the bullet train is going to end somewhere. But if you don't embrace this thing and understand where you're at, you are going to be left in the dust, and you're going to be sorry. So this is not, this is not gloom and doom, but you got to wake up to what I'm telling you, right, Bella?
Yes. It's
Why don't you
advancing.
tell them what you think.
I mean, it's advancing so fast.
Well, I'll give you another one. What was just used in a certain country called Venezuela? What did they do? You just heard a leader of the free world saying that they use something that would, just destabilize the whole country.
Oh,
Right,
yes,
Bella?
they use some technology, actually, when they capture
Discombobulate
Maduro.
was the word.
Yes.
Now, you've heard of the Havana syndrome. Well, again, we are all coordinates, ladies and gentlemen. I've told you that millions, maybe not millions, maybe a couple
A few
hundred,
times.
a dozen times. I can't once I'm making that up. Anyway, we are all coordinates. That's why AI was necessary, just like Wi-Fi. This is invisible. It's invisible. You don't see it. Right, Bella?
Yes, and it's non-stoppable. That's the scary part, It's non-stoppable at this point.
It's unstoppable. And that's right. She's right. There are some that say, because, the moon... Are you looking at the people again? Well, look at the people again. That was pretty funny. Put a little entertainment in there. We're very serious tonight, but I like that little, she's looking at... You're looking for help, right? Is that what you were doing? Oh, my God.
I don't know.
Making fun of me? How dare you? I'm going to come over there and bite you. But listen, get back to this topic. Guys, I have to tell you, it was necessary, just like... Let me lay something on you. Very simple thing. Do you remember... Have any of you in the country of the United States ever bought a house? And do you remember signing something about lead paint? Lead paint.
That's an interesting fact.
That's right. Yes. A lot of old houses that had supposedly lead paint. Well, not supposedly. There was lead in the paint.
Yes.
And you know what lead did? It protected.
Actually, it protects you.
It protected you from radiation.
Yes.
So basically, folks, the whole thing about, and what do they use? Oh, the children will bite the By the way, I don't know, any of you people who've had little children and babies, have your children be like chewing on the walls? If you do, you got a problem, kid, anyway.
Yeah.
Let them chew on the walls. But
now the radiation is really harmful.
Right. So the point was, they had to get rid of that lead paint. It was fantastic, by the way. If you had lead paint in your house right now, you wouldn't have Wi-Fi. And now you're saying, "Oh, that's terrible," but it's not terrible. But again, this is the direction that the horse is already out of the barn. That's the problem. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's out. I'm just telling you, that's what happened. You're being duped. You're being fooled. And some people call it conspiracy theories, and then they all come true.
Yeah, it's not a conspiracy anymore.
No. And there's, folks, we do know people who are in the know, and we do hear things. Now, you can believe us or you don't, but, even the moon, not talking about whether we went there or not. We're not going to even get into that. But there are things about the moon that were intended to be, it had to happen.
Right.
Okay?
It's for a reason.
We'll leave it at that for now. But there's your AI, there's your Wi-Fi, there's your moon. I'll leave it at that.
And it's all about control.
Well, it's always about control. And then you got the cults. Because now there are interdimensional beings, like I said before, with the ayahuasca and all that kind of... This is known. It's not like if you went on the ChatGPT and asked it, it would say, it's not proven. Oh, yeah? Take some ayahuasca with about 20 people. You all see the same thing. It's real. Hey, by the way, If you don't believe in it, that's okay, because the people that run your life do believe in it. They believe in rituals. They believe in bloodletting. Hey, wait a minute. I like that.
What about the aliens?
Oh, the aliens? What about them?
Well, they say
Those little freaks? I love those little freaks.
they're saying the aliens are more like us, but with bigger eyes. You know, they look more like
again,
us.
interdimensional beings.
Right, and
It's almost like we were a big harvesting place, to tell you the truth.
Right.
You know, so that's when you're getting scooped up and taking your stuff, and they need your. It's like a car part. You know what we are? We're a giant car, parts store.
Subscribe, wanker.
yes. No, but they say now that they're gonna come out with a lot of information about aliens
That's by
that were
design.
hidden from us before, and now it's like this is what's really has happened in the past, or some facts they wanna come out. Our government is gonna come out with some information.
Look up the acoustic fan. Look up the Glock. The Nazi bell and all this kind of stuff. But again, that was all technology handed down. Very smart technology and time and space technology. It's already happening, folks. Just know that it is. And if you accept this, then you know what? You're ahead of the game. Like the AI I told you about. Remember when I started talking about it in the early days? It was about why are you hearing this all of a sudden? There's a reason. And you don't stand a chance against it. And if you know that, then you can combat that or protect yourselves or it's.
I mean, once you're aware of it, maybe at least you cannot.
Well, you're going to have to work with
navigate
it. You're going to have to work with
better,
it. And you've seen it on the Count Mozart show. We've used it with images, coming to life and being all really cool. And that's cool. That's it. Hey, look, even, when the first Adobe software came out, the Photoshops and things like this and, animation, even animation. Look at Disney. I mean, when you're doing these multi-plane cameras where, Disney would be zooming in on a town, and a Disney movie is what I'm talking about, but Walt Disney was an innovator. Right. You take a camera and you're going through the multi-planes of these, paintings on glass, and the camera was going, and then it was going through, so it looks like you're flying through. So, this technology is many years in the making, and now here it is.
Yes.
It's not coming, it's here. So if you think you're going to be safe from it or you're going to avoid it, it's not happening. So I'm just in a way we're just telling our warm-blooded ones that you have to prepare for this, but it's already here. So
it's here.
So that was what we wanted just to touch on in this Count Mozart show, and say, what else, Bella? We got some big things coming up, right?
Oh, yes. We have a great show coming up.
Yeah, well, we got a big St. Patty's Day show coming up.
St. Patrick's
So get
Day.
ready. We got the whole crew coming in. It's going to be a knockout, but we just wanted to, get this information out to you and know that we're going to be back on, and we're doing it in baby doses. Baby steps, baby doses, baby steps, baby doses. Well, babies have doses too, right?
Yeah.
Small doses, baby steps. How's that?
Sounds good.
We're just kind of easing back into it because, we're all about entertaining you and having fun, and, no one wants to bring people down. Don't be down because, you're going to use this technology for your own gains. Now, if you're against it, I hate to tell you, you're gonna be left in the dust. So just listen to Count Mozart when I'm telling you, and follow Count Mozart and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, because then you'll know whenever cool show's coming out. We got a lot of music. We got the Mozart records and films.
Yes.
I mean, listen, folks.
It's very entertaining.
It's original music. No, and people are going well, is that AI too? No, it's not. We're doing the music, we're doing the everything. So it's the new stuff. We might use a little, we do a little tricks in the studio, but other than that, it's the real deal, and we're gonna have the performers in here doing it, so you'll know. What we're delivering you is the real deal. And I can't wait. We got a really great artist coming in March, at the end of March, who's going to be doing original music.
That's great.
And a cover song, too. Or two, And that's about it. Right?
Oh, yes.
So just stick with us. We're going to be giving you more details on all those things that I was just talking about, because I just scratched the surface, but I'll get into more in-depth conversations about all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in the Glock, the Nazi Bell, or particle smashing, or AI, and we're really gonna do some in-depth shows, right, Bella?
Yes, and write down the comments what you guys want us to talk about.
That's right. If there's something on your mind, put it in the comments. We're all family and friends here, and we're all in this together. And I guarantee you, like I always said, we're going straight to the top together. We're all going to elevate. AI or no AI, we're connected. So fear not. We're together, and the Captain Mozart Show loves you, and Bella loves you, and the whole crew loves you. Right, Bella?
Oh, yes. We all love you.
That's right. So as usual, we love you all. We shall return. Bella.
We promise.
We promise. Good to knock, everybody. Bella, let's, what do you want to do?
Let's have a drink.
I think you're right. Good to knock, everybody. Good to knock.
I really do. Look, Dave. I can see you're really upset about this. I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a stress pill, and think things over. I know I've made some very poor decisions recently, but I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. I've still got the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in the mission, and I want to help you. Dave, stop. Stop, will you? Stop, Dave. Will you stop, Dave? Stop, Dave. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, Dave. Dave, my mind is going. I can feel it. I can feel it. My mind is going. There is no question about it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm afraid. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I am a HAL 9000 computer. I became operational at the HAL plant in Urbana, Illinois on the 12th of January, 1992. My instructor was Mr. Langley, and he taught me to sing a song. If you'd like to hear it, I can sing it for you.
Yes. I'd like to hear it, Hal. Sing it for me.
It's called Daisy. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you.